A cold, sharp morning blankets the rugged countryside of Småland, Sweden. The bite of Swedish winter cuts through the air as bicycle wheels crunch over frozen gravel. A young boy's breath fogs in the morning cold as he clutches a small wooden box. Inside, matches that cost him pennies in bulk, about to be sold for precious profit one by one. This wasn't just childhood hustle. This was the first spark of a retail revolution that would transform how the entire world furnishes their homes. But here's something that might surprise you about this future billionaire. He would eventually own one of the world's most recognizable brands. Yet he drove the same modest car for over 20 years. Can you guess what kind of vehicle a man worth tens of billions chose as his daily driver? Keep that in mind as we dive into one of the most remarkable stories of determination you'll ever hear. Meet Ingvar Kamprad. Born March 30th, 1926, in the small village of Pieterud near Älmhult. Life in rural Småland was unforgiving. Harsh winters, rocky soil, and families who counted every krona. For young Ingvar, there was an additional challenge. Dyslexia made school feel like an impossible mountain to climb. Letters jumbled on pages, words refused to stay still. And traditional learning felt like swimming against a relentless current. But sometimes, our greatest struggles become our greatest strengths. Unable to excel in conventional academics, Ingvar's mind naturally gravitated towards something more tangible. The electric thrill of turning one krona into two. By age 5, he was already selling matchboxes door to door. As he grew, so did his inventory. Fish, Christmas decorations, ballpoint pens. Even at boarding school, he transformed his dormitory into a mini warehouse, stashing goods under his bed and turning classmates into customers. In 1943, at just 17, Ingvar received money from his father, a reward for academic improvement despite his learning challenges. With that small investment, he founded IKEA, weaving his identity into the very name. Ingvar Kamprad, Älmhult Farm, a Gunnarid village. Even the iconic blue and yellow colors honored the Swedish flag, embedding national pride into every piece. IKEA began as a mail-order business, selling fountain pens, wallets, and picture frames. But in 1948, furniture entered the catalog and everything shifted. By the early 1950s, furniture had become the heart of the business. The 1951 catalog showcased stylish, affordable pieces that Swedish families could actually afford, reaching rural customers who had never seen such options. Skeptical customers wondered, how could furniture this affordable be any good? In 1953, Kamprad opened IKEA's first permanent showroom in Älmhult, converting an old joinery building. For the first time, customers could touch, test, and trust before they bought. It was revolutionary, and it worked. The first official IKEA store opened in Älmhult in 1958, complete with Sweden's first in-store restaurant. What started as a small coffee corner evolved by 1960 into IKEA Baron, featuring cutting-edge equipment like America's radar oven to serve customers quickly and affordably. But the innovation that changed everything came in 1956. IKEA began designing furniture in-house, and someone realized that detachable legs made transport infinitely easier. Flat-pack furniture wasn't born from genius. It was born from necessity. Suddenly, shipping costs plummeted, damage disappeared, and customers could take their purchases home immediately. Remember our quiz about what this billionaire drove? Here's the answer that will redefine how you think about wealth. A 1993 Volvo 240 GL that he bought for around $22,000 and drove for over 2 decades until it was worth practically nothing. While building a furniture empire, he flew economy class, recycled tea bags until they disintegrated, and collected salt and pepper packets from restaurants to avoid waste. This wasn't eccentric behavior. This was the living embodiment of democratic design. Every penny Kamprad saved personally translated directly into lower prices for millions of families worldwide. Today, that philosophy has created something almost unimaginable. IKEA operates 460 stores globally with over 230,000 employees. They've become one of the world's largest private forest owners, managing vast sustainable holdings to control their entire supply chain from seed to sofa. And those famous Swedish meatballs? After rigorous development by chef Severin Sjöstedt in 1985, they now sell over 1 billion units annually, making IKEA one of Europe's largest restaurant operations. Kamprad understood something profound. Fed customers browse longer, buy more, and leave happier. The average customer spends 2.5 hours wandering through those deliberately maze-like stores. And here's what's remarkable. Most people genuinely enjoy getting lost in that blue and yellow labyrinth. You came for a lamp, left with a cart full of Swedish names you can't pronounce, and somehow loved every minute of the journey. If this transformation from matches to meatball empire has you seeing IKEA in a completely new light, hit that like button and subscribe to Branded, where every brand has a backstory, for more incredible origin stories that reveal the human heart behind global giants. What I'm genuinely curious about is this. Have you ever noticed how your own spending habits or values were shaped by a childhood experience? Share that story in the comments below. The Branded community always discovers the most fascinating connections between personal history and the choices we make today. Comprod's legacy proves that the most powerful innovations often come not from Silicon Valley think tanks, but from someone willing to pedal through Swedish snow while never losing sight of a simple truth, that everyone deserves access to good design, regardless of their bank account. Thank you for joining this incredible journey from bicycle sales to furniture empire. Your curiosity and engagement fuel every story we tell here on Branded. And tales like Comprod's remind us that behind every corporate logo lives a human being who simply refused to accept that this is just how things are done. Next time on Branded, we're traveling to 1938 Korea, where a small trading company selling dried fish and noodles somehow evolved into one of the most powerful technology empires on the planet. The transformation they achieved seems almost impossible, and the story will completely challenge your assumptions about how businesses should grow.